Hi guys, it's Sophia, and today I'm going to be sharing a tutorial on how to make this cute little paper house. And I was inspired by Jill Norwood. She posted a video a few days ago showing these cute little paper houses that she makes using a die from Paper Tray ink, and she did say the die wasn't available and she's not sure if they're going to bring it out again or not, but I was so excited to try one, and I was inspired by her, and I thought it was just so cute that I had to try it, and I was happy that it actually turned out okay, and I wanted to share in case anybody else would like to give it a try, and was kind of bummed that the die isn't available. So there's my little house, and I just have it under this little glass dome that I picked up thrifting, and she shows them as gift toppers inside these half ornament domes, and they're really cute. So if you have a chance to check out her video, I think they're really cute. So anyway, I'm going to try and do this tutorial. So I'm not set up with a tripod. I'm going to try to do it just like this, and hopefully I won't make anyone too dizzy, and it'll be okay. So basically you'll need a scoreboard if you have it, and a scoring or bone folder. I used a stylus also, a pair of scissors. I used a pair of decorative scallop scissors, and a square hole punch. I had a square hole punch, and I did end up using that, and an X-Acto knife, if you have that. And the piece of papers or cardstock that you'll need measure 4 1/4 by 2 1/2, and then another smaller piece that measures 1 by 2 inches. Okay, so you're going to place your piece of paper like so, and you're going to score on the 4 1/4 side. You're going to score at 1 inch all the way down, at 2 inches all the way down, 3 inches, and 4 inches. Okay, and then you're going to turn it like this, and you're going to score at 1 inch all the way down. And then at 2 inches, you're not going to be scoring all the sections or all the way down. You're going to do every other section. So at the top here we have this little like 1/4 inch section, and I just kind of mark it. I press it down to make a little mark there. Then I skipped this next section. I did not score there. And then at 2 inches I scored on this next section here. I did score at 2 inches, and then I skipped this section, did not score there, and then I scored at 2 inches on this last section. So then that's all the score marks that you will have to make. I don't know if you can see that. It's here's the back. You might be able to see it better. So we're missing score marks on two sections there. And it really doesn't matter which order you do it. Like if you don't score this one and you score this one, as long as it's every other one, because these ones that we didn't score are going to be the actual house shape, like a triangle up at the top. So there's that. And this other little piece is going to be the roof, and you just basically fold it in half. So there's that. And I'm going to set this to where the little section, the tab, 1/4 inch score mark is there, okay, on this side. And then what you're going to do is you're going to cut out sections to make it look like, sorry, this is one that I messed up on. And the reason I left it out is because we're going to score the house shape first, but then when you go to cut, you're not going to cut on these score lines like I did here. That was a mistake. You're going to cut like a 1/4 inch above that. You're just going to cut a tiny little section off the corner so that you can basically leave little tabs where you're going to glue the roof on. So like I said, don't do this. Do this when you cut. So there's that. And then here's the the one that basically matches. This side has the 1/4 inch section here, and that's this little tab. And then you basically just cut certain sections out. So we're going to cut this whole entire square out, and I'm going to go ahead and cut this tab off. I just left it on because in the actual die that Jill used, there are tabs on the bottom here of these sections. So if you want to do it exactly, then you don't cut off the entire square, just leave a, cut up to about here, and then leave that and make a tab. So yeah, on the ones I did, I cut the entire square out here, and I cut it out here. And then what I did was I cut this one of the little pieces, I cut it in half diagonally, and I got some triangle pieces. So then what you do with those is you basically, and then you cut off this square, including the little tab, and then this section up here on the areas that we did score, that were not skipped, that little score mark, you're going to cut that little section out as well off the top, and you're going to have basically one that looks like this. So then what I did is, I think you could see it better on the back. So then what I did was I took this little triangle piece, and I just lined it up. Oops, let me get this one. I lined it up to the middle of this top section there. The point, basically 1/2 inch on either side of the point. And you just line it up, of course, right there. And then I took my stylus tool and I scored the roof mark. I scored there and I scored there to make the triangle shape. And I did that on both of those sections. Sorry. So there, and then again, I just scored and scored. So then you end up with this here. And that's where I then just cut off, leaving a tab. You don't cut to the score mark, you cut just a little tiny piece following, the score mark, but not all the way to it. And then you're basically done. And then this is where I used my square hole punch to make the windows. So that was where this came in. And if you don't have that, you could just use your X-Acto knife. So I just kind of lined them up, and I did one window in each of the sections. And then I also, with the X-Acto knife, I cut a little door out, and I just cut here and here. And since I'm going to cut off this little bottom tab, the door will open. So I'm going to let's see if I could do this real quick. I'm just going to cut this off. Maybe look at the pretty house while I do that. So I'm cutting off that little tab. So then there, I've just cut off the tab there, and now the little door kind of is open. And then you just basically fold on the little score marks here for everything in, and just glue it all together to form your little house. And then the way I did it is, again, you're going to cut a little section to make it easier, but since I'm doing this the hard way, I'm just going to leave that on. And then what I did was, the first thing I glued was this little tab. Sorry, gosh. Okay, so you got it all folded. Then I glued on this tab to form the little square. And then I just put glue on one of these and then glued it shut like that. Now without the tabs, you are going to have little open sections on either side of that, but it didn't bother me. And then, you know, once it's all squared off, then you're going to take some decorative scissors if you want onto the roof section. And I just cut, oh, bad glare. So I just cut with the scallop scissors a little edge on either side of the roof. And then that goes on the little house. So yeah, that is the way that came together. And I'll show you this one since I don't have another one to show. But so that's how this turned out. I'm not going to do this again. I keep like dropping and fumbling things, but you get the idea. So this one's all glued up. I just used the scalloped edge scissors for the roof, and the little door opens up. And this is what I mean when you leave off the tabs. That little area is not glued, and then this little area is kind of open too, but I don't think it matters too much. So there's the little house. And yeah, and I did make a little drawing of the actual template that she showed. It basically looks like this. So there's tabs under those house-shaped ones, and then it's got like 2 doors in the other sections and windows only in the other sections. So, and then the roof, if you really, if you want to do it exactly, this area here on the roof, you can cut with your X-Acto knife, only like a small triangle shape without cutting this edge, and that pops up to be the chimney. And then it had these like half circle sections like cut out or scored too, so I don't know. I didn't do that on mine. And like I said, I cut these tabs off as well. So yeah, so there's my little house, my little tutorial. I hope that it was somewhat understandable, and if you want to give it a try, that you can do that. So again, thanks Jill for the inspiration and for sticking through my first tutorial, which is kind of crazy. But anyway, thanks for watching. Bye.